Again, it's not what I mean. Are we ephemeral this year? Is the is the panel just simply what it is? Hello, someone on Orion's account. Oh, Paige. Thank you, Paige. I'm glad that you were able to puppet Orion's body is for use as a camera. All right, let me know when we're rolling and we can get the show on the road. All right, thank you, definitely Orion and not Paige. Welcome everyone to the Fictionfolk Roundup. I am your host, Medivh. I am also one of the hosts of the Draconic Wizard Workshop. I will make this joke every single time. A brief thing about me. I am from World of Warcraft. I am a morally dubious wizard. One time I got possessed by a demon, and by one time I mean before I was born, and he stuck with me basically until I died. I got better. Okay, it was the Lord of all demons. He was basically a god, but it's fine. So I have a complicated relationship with fiction and with morality. So obviously the thing I decided to do about it was to run a Fictionfolk Roundup. And for those of you who are not familiar, who haven't been to one before, I don't have a nice little explanation written out. I just kind of wing it every year. So welcome. Fictionfolk Roundup, I will basically provide you prompts and we're going to talk about it. It's mostly stuff like who has the oldest source, or whose, Fictomir's house is the best, or stuff like that. The audience in previous roundups has been known to draw quick, shitty little MS Paint badges as quote-unquote trophies for quote-unquote winners of each category. This is entirely up to the audience. If you want to draw them, typically people put them into panel questions. Sometimes they put them in panel stage so I can see them too. I can't keep track of two chats at once. So you can do whatever you want. It's kind of an honor system. If you feel like the badge applies, you can claim it. I can't promise we will have badges. I don't make them. The audience makes them. This is just for fun. This is not a real competition. We're just all here to learn about each other and have a good time being fiction folk. I will be reading panel chat. Panel questions is not I'm saying panel questions is a good place to put badges if you don't want them buried. If you put them into panel chat, where I am reading right now, I can see them. If you put them in panel questions, I can only see them after. I can't keep track of both chats. So let's see. What else is there? Oh, I will run out of prompts. Sometimes I will ask if anyone has any. Please do not be offended if I do not pick yours. I have a complicated mechanism by which I decide which question to ask the audience. I couldn't explain it if I tried. It's nothing personal, and sometimes it's just whatever I see first. And part of it is how buried it gets. If I see it and I go, ooh, that's a good one, and then it gets buried and I forget it, it's gone. I have ADHD. That shit is gone. All right. Let's start off with a funny one. Who has the most overdressed canon self? Who looks at their Fictomir and goes, why are you wearing that? Or alternatively, who looks their Fictomir and goes, yeah, I'd wear that. That's a lot, though. Special shout out to everyone who is naked, i.e. Rayquaza. Calixa, you mostly just missed me giving an introduction to myself and what the roundup is. The question right now is who has the most overdressed canon self? I dress up in a torturer masquerade outfit based on a colorful bird. Excellent. We're a door. I have That's very interesting, and I have a lot of questions about that. Yeah, Denalora, you mostly just look dramatic. You can't help the horns. Those are some very intricate outfits. I'd be considered more overdressed than my Victormere, if I'm being honest. Love the reversal. Well, it seems everyone has largely agrees with the way their Victormere dresses. Excellent. I less have an overdressed issue and more there are two main outfits that I get put in, and one of them is a thing I would wear and one of them isn't. I'm glad your outfit is sick as fuck. I'm not overdressed when I hate my clothes. Sorry to hear it. Oh, don't worry. We'll get to the problematic segment. There's always a problematic segment. What in the 2013? Oh my god, what in the 2013? All right. Well, then let's move on to. Let's see. Okay. Who thinks your source has the most annoying creator? Not the most problematic, the most annoying. Just who finds the creator just downright annoying? If it's like an individual person in chat, please be nice. It counts if you find the creator annoying. I'm punting David into the sun. Goodbye, David. Can't say they're annoying, they're my mutual. Because I am from World of Warcraft, my source is uh, written by the three writers at Blizzard Entertainment who I believe are probably locked in individual rooms and not allowed to speak to one another. So I'm extremely annoyed every single time anything happens because it feels like they didn't hire writers, they hired monkeys on typewriters. Yes, exactly, Denalori. Sticky Joel. Oh, Sticky Joel. Ooh. Genshin writers need to get a little more normal about women, I think. I agree. All creators be normal about women challenge. Todd Howard is annoying as a concept more than as a person. True. I love that badge. Todd Howard has eclipsed being a person and is now just a concept. So true. Mouths are sexually dimorphic. Can confirm. Welcome back from puppeting Orion's body. How was it? The staff is fighting. All right, you know what? In honor of the possession, who thinks they're the most possessed? You're gonna have to fight me for it. I was possessed for the vast majority of my life, birth till death. You, what happened? Oh, oh, Stanford Pines. Ooh, I don't know the details, but the main thing I know is possessed. We should start a support group. Does anyone want T-shirts? You're the one possessing everyone. I think it counts if you believe it counts. Possessed as a child, yep, that does count for something. Possessed for 3 hours. Hey, a lot can change in 3 hours. That can be a lot. Congratulations on both being possessed and being the spirit doing the possessing. I know exactly what that feels like. You don't get possessed by the demon god from birth and not kind of become the demon god a little bit. Currently possessing someone. Can we also get a badge for everyone that is possessing people? The possessed and the possessors? Sees a heterosexual couple. So which one of you is possessing and which one of you is possessed? Noelle would pretend she was a demon possessing me to fuck with me. What the hell? That sounds exactly like something Noelle would do. Overshadowing rather than possessing. That's possessing. But Chartman's attempts to make the ghosts not ghost are very funny and pitiful. I think you should get to throw your hat in the ring for annoying creator also, because oh my god. That's annoying all on its own without all of his um everything. His everything. Sorry about your laundry. I used to ask all the time about who is the most problematic creator, but the problem is that the Harry Potter fiction folk always sweep. Because there's always at least one. And usually there's actually a bunch of them, like, that come out of the woodwork to be like, fuck JKR. Can we get a fuck JKR in the chat, actually? Just real quick. Thank you, thank you. I love you, trans people. All right. Let's do a new question. We'll get into the problematic question soon, I promise. Who either is or has a source with what you think might be the biggest hero? Are you a big hero? Do you know one? Are you the nemesis of one? Is there some very specific big hero in your heart home? Yes, Poppy, I thought about you when making this question. I'm like, Poppy's gonna love this question. I saved the whole entire universe. Everyone say thank you, Poppy, for saving the universe. There are no heroes here. Feel that. I failed to save the whole universe. Sorry to hear it. 5 times. Goodness, Poppy, leave some saving for the rest of us. Hero Archetroper. My nemesis is an allegory Jesus and Mary. Does that count? Sure. Does it count if the guy spun the story to make himself the hero, but saved like the entire solar system, though he was also the one who killed it? That's complicated. Strong contender for oldest Victormere. Oh, we'll get there. Don't worry. Poppy's too good at it. Poppy. Gee, Poppy, how come your mom let you have 5 world-saving events? I could probably write an essay about the concept of heroes and how weird it gets with Azeroth. Who gets to count as a hero? How much good do you have to do? Do your wrongdoings count against that count? How pure do you have to be to count as a hero, etc., etc.? Absolutely, Denalori. We are holding hands. We are source mates. The thing is with Azeroth is it's very much it's basically a soap opera of a rotating cast of war criminals. So who is a hero is very, very defined by what point of view you are approaching it from. I only destroyed the universe once. Well, there's still time. I also saved a cat out of a tree once. I'm like, if Superman was an annoying teenager. My conception of heroism involves lying and war crimes. Yeah, lying and war crimes. All right, gang. As a reverse of the biggest hero, who's the biggest villain? We'll get to most problematic, but just biggest villain. Let's see some villains in the chat. Gatsby, if we did whose source has the most war crimes, it just be us versus you again. and also gang system also, I think. My parents, I'm so sorry. Freelance torturer for dictatorship. Oh boy. I destroyed the entire universe on a whim just to make sure my enemies to lover's ex-best friend didn't win again. Goratrix would do that. Handshake. He never did, but like he would have. Let's do vivisections together. Oh my god, you guys should get together with Sasha Vikos. They're villains in Fallout, but we are none of them somehow. So true. I am the darkness inside all of mankind. Ooh. We have one lurker who nearly wiped out his entire civilization because he was racist and consumed with gay lust. I can get behind gay lust. I cannot get behind racism. Presuming the entire world because I miss my wife work. I don't know if that's villainous. I think it's problematic. However, I support you. You destroy that world. You get that wife. Yeah, Poppy, I don't think that's villainous. Like, that's just how you're living. How am I supposed to compete with these world destroyers? I'm just some guy. Well, if we pivot from villains, don't worry about villains. Don't worry about if you're a villain. Don't worry about if you did it on purpose. Who's problematic? Yeah, come on, Atari, come on, step up, Enclave. Dash from Harry Potter, so does that count? It does. It does if you wanted to. Like, I mean, I kind of caused basically nearly every single terrible thing that happened in Warcraft, but it wasn't like my fault. So, morally dubious, problematic wizard, but I'm not, a villain. So problematic if you're bisexual, non-binary, and have a personality disorder and kill people. I'm bad representation. Jude, you're some of my favorite bad representation. Is it a war crime to switch sides like 3 times? I don't know if it's a war crime. Atari says, I'm an ex-omnicidal civilization-ending fascist soldier, which a lot of you are going to have to work very hard to compete with that. I'm just Geneva suggestion. So, and non-binary. Oh, well, I could handle the ex-omnicidal civilization-ending fascist soldier, but I just can't handle being non-binary. I'm sorry, and it's too far. Diversity loss, all that. I love the Fictionfolk Roundup because, like, oh, I killed people so quickly as people being like, that's normie behavior. That's not problematic. Watch this. Did anyone, like, just kill people? Like, is that the worst thing you did? Like, you just killed people? Yeah, see, Jude's just a murderer. Congratulations on your killing a few people and body horror shit. I killed people literally a minute old. You are an overachiever. Stole their souls for the Raven Queen. Is that worse? I mean, is the Raven Queen cool? Not me forgetting I'm technically a whole ass serial killer. Technically is doing a lot of heavy lifting, Susie. I mostly told people to kill people. Are you a murderer? That's my question. Man, if I had a nickel for everyone in this panel who's killed people, sound of a guy getting crushed by a mountain of nickels. Oh, good, we're starring that. Does anyone want to do a badge for all you did was kill people? I put people on meat hooks for a weird spider god thing. Cool. Question mark? Bad? Question mark? Yeah, all you did was kill people. It's fine. I was gonna say, Atari. Makes a lot more sense from Arcade. Oh. Is that problematic? Sorry, I'm not starting this discussion. I cannot make jokes about someone's I cannot make suicide jokes in the panel. We're gonna move on quickly. Okay, who thinks they have the oldest source really quickly? Ooh, the Odyssey. Most meat hooks award. Our oldest source, I think, is Caleb. I think he's from a video game in DOS back in like 1997. Is anyone older than that? Am I forgetting someone? Starboard goes brr. Where's a Gilgamesh when you need one? Source from an ancient Roman mosaic? What I love about the Fictionfolk Roundup is that I will learn anything. I will come across anyone with any source, and I love it. Thank you to everyone who has a very interesting source and shares it. I need to create an Enkidu link so I can compete at these things. All right, everyone, your homework is to link the oldest fictional character you can find and come back to the next Fictionfolk Roundup so we can all have a slap fight. Roundup maxing. How old is the Caribbean? Ooh, I don't know if a non-fictional heart home can. Huh. I mean, that is old. Well, to flip it around, yeah, no, the Caribbean's real. It's not fake. It's real. People have been there. To flip it around, who is the newest source? Who just came out? Whose shit is so new no one's heard of it? Yeah, congratulations on everyone for coming out. Yeah, who's born yesterday? Anyone from something that came out in the 2020s. We've got a couple of 2023s. Hundred Line isn't a year yet. 2025. Okay, can anyone beat Hundred Line? Hang on, aren't a lot of you from Hundred Line? Wow. You guys saw that and everyone said, all right, pack it in. They stopped making Fallout in 2010, sadly. So sad. I'm sure there's no more Fallout. It'd be so cool if there was more Fallout. Alas, there is no more Fallout. Yeah, sorry, Jude. You're no longer a baby. You're a kindergartner. We've got a lot of people whose sources came out in 2023. 2023 was, I guess, a great year for fiction folk. Oh no, Calexa, I know you don't think it is. I was just joking. My other source is 1968. Definitely not a contender. Well, I'd ask who has like the middleest source, but it's like, well, that's nothing. That's not an answer. All right. Orion has provided how to win this question at the next Fictionfolk Roundup. Everyone get linking. Who can link the fastest competition? Whoever's linked by the end of the panel wins. All right. Let's see. All right, new question. Who is most hated by the fandom? I love just immediately me, my wife. Yeah, OCs take a minute. I hate it so much people forget I exist. No. Blue Diamond. Oh, can anyone beat Blue Diamond? The Steven Universe discourse. Can anyone beat Steven Universe discourse? Honestly, Susie, yeah, I know almost nothing about you, but like almost all the posts I see are like, oh my god, Susie's great. And I'm like, that's cool. I know nothing about any of this. Nobody can beat Steven Universe discourse. It's impossible. Lapis for Steven Universe discourse also. Oh, I think it might be Blue Diamond. What a thing to win. Don't worry. I think Blue Diamond's cool. All right. Well, those were all my pre-prepared questions. Does anyone have any suggestions for our next topic? I'll be selecting the first one I see that I like. I'm sorry if I pass yours up. It has nothing to do with you. All right, let's see. Oh geez. Oh no. Lots of beautiful, beautiful suggestions. Okay. Yeah, we can touch on most war crimes real quick. Who's got the most war crimes in their source slash did the most war crimes? Just like real quick, because we've kind of covered a lot of this with problematic. I just want to see who thinks they've done the most. Yeah, World of War crimes. That's a tough one. Again, though, I think it's going to be hard to beat Blue Diamond. I'm sorry. You're haunted, Zira. I accidentally instigated a civil war on a foreign planet, which led to all the war crimes. Oof. That's true. A lot of Steven Universe war crimes are Yellow Diamond. Hmm. Who wants to argue about Steven Universe in the chat? That's true. Do we have any White Diamond in chat? So true. Where are the Animorphs people? There. I am thinking about everyone's sources that I've seen. I'm like, there's a lot of war crimes. 26. You have an exact number? Hang on. What is your source? Why do you know exactly how many war crimes there are? You counted? God of War. Oh. Steven Universe discourse panel on that. Why does it sound like you're still counting? There's more time. You can fit in a 27th before the panel ends. Notice this is a joke. Please do not commit war crimes during my panel. All right. Trying to remember other ones I saw. One that made me laugh was least problematic. Yeah, what you do when my panel isn't going on is not I I'm not responsible for that. I'm a T-Rex. I just make movies. I'm literally just a guy from Las Vegas, but I do Speed and Enderman, Animal Crossing. Ooh, Disney protagonist. On one hand, yes. On one hand, no. Ronnie, Viridian's a vampire. She lies to people and drinks their blood. I'm just some guy. Pauses. Please ignore all the kidnapping and everything I did. Actually, thinking on it now, I don't have a horse in this race. Maybe not. Wait, I killed someone. Never mind. You see what I mean about the murder? My heart type is Disney Tarzan. He's never done anything wrong in his entire life. So true. Viridian, that's absolutely problematic. I love and support you. That's problematic, though. Unfortunately, I was a cop, problematic king. Sorry to hear it. Just ignore this. Mass property damage, mass murder, pollution, corruption. My eco-terrorism was not problematic. All those deaths were justified. Any Animal Crossing kins released problematic. True. Everyone read Earthsea. I've heard Earthsea's very good. I haven't read it, but I keep meaning to. Looks like Orion's got that Animal Crossing tea. Let me see. Trying to scroll up and look for something. All right. All right, pulling another one from earlier that I have miraculously located. So rather than most hated by the fandom, who's the most mischaracterized by fandom? I know there's some of you. Oh, the people are rolling in. Yeah, sorry, Arcade. I know you're in there. Oh, the cutesy merch, not the cutesy merch. Can I nominate my boss Illidan for how many people love to insist he was fully right and justified in everything he did? Actually, yes. Illidan's an interesting character. He's not a character that's strictly right. Ooh, Frankenstein's creature. People draw my species like a sexy humanoid. Get me out of here. I would not date Craig Boone. Who the fuck is making you date Craig Boone? Possibly the world's straightest man. Not hyperfixated on talking about how human you are, like you're not literally a demon. Come on, man. That sucks. Zero, I'm sorry. You're going through it. Unfortunately, the world's wettest cat allegations are correct. Fuck the fandom. So true. If one more person doesn't realize how transcoded I am, I will burn another building down. Another? Arcade, I love your description of Craig Boone as his wife is dead. It's like there's more to him than that, but also that is kind of the first several things you know about him. I'm not that scrungly. I'm glad we had multiple badges in the same couple of seconds featuring I would not fucking say that. Oh, the poor Starboard. I'm sorry, Starboard. Everyone in the convention always knows when this panel's on. Welcome to my Twisted Roundup. All right, can we get another topic suggestion? I've got about 17 more minutes. We can keep getting silly. Oh my god, we have a lot of really good suggestions. Whose link has the smallest role in their canon? That's a fun one. You don't see one specifically for links. Linkers, arise. Oh fuck, I forgot I was a xenomorph. Congratulations to everyone's non-canon link types. I have negative role in the story anymore, but they keep obliquely referencing me for some reason, which is how I got here in the first place. Oof. Rad roaches don't do much. True. So true. All right, let's see. I picked out a few more. Um, one that a lot of people wanted was most AO3 effects. I am out. I lose. We are a not insignificant portion of the fix about us. Steven Universe again, good contender. Do we have anyone from Star Wars? Like a popular Star Wars character? Or Supernatural? Do we have anyone from Supernatural? Oh no, Heart Home, all the fix in the fandom. Oh no, Ronnie. Current question is most AO3 fix. About you or maybe your source. Kind of up to you how you want to interpret that. I mean, Pokemon. That's a good one. Is anyone a found family concept kin? All right, there's 14,596 fix on that guy. Oh, we've got Boba Fett. Can anyone beat Boba Fett? Can anyone beat Star Wars? I'm an internalized homophobia trope type, so I have almost 100,000. Wow. Don't remember how many fics World of Warcraft has, but it's like shockingly small for how long it's been going on later. It's just it's like no one wants to write fic for it. Final Fantasy is 53,000 fics in AO3. I am in 12. What the fuck? We need Sonic the Hedgehog. Is anyone Sonic? Oh, yeah, you can speak for your headmate. He's Sonic. Sonic? I think what we're learning is that what is good, what is popular, and what gets fic are not all necessarily the same thing. Sonic the Hedgehog, the character, is 30,000 works. All right, well, congratulations to everyone on your fics, and I'm sorry to everyone else for your lack of fics. All right, next one is most niche source. First of all, a ringing congratulations to all of you who are OCs from universes that were made up and never really shared publicly. You, of course, win. But other than that, our contender is Caleb. He is from a DOS game from 1997. yeah, DOS shooter. Happy build engine game. Happy unpublished source. I love asking this question because it means I get to hear the names of media that I have never heard in my entire life. Ooh, Fallout Van Buren. There's something I've heard of. I guarantee almost no one else in chat has, but I get you, Atari. Never seen anyone else from Planet of the Apes. Oh. See, that's interesting because that's something people know about, but you're right. I don't see people from it. Unpublished source also, but nonetheless, there is someone on Twitter declaring themselves my biggest fan. One picture exists of me on the internet. I respect their claim. Honestly, you gotta take fans where you can get them. Obscure Japan only PS1 game that was never re-released nor exported. Ooh. Now that's niche. Yeah, honestly, that might be a win. This is more about like how much people know about the source, but you can kind of interpret it to be fiction folk from it if you want. Ooh, you're from an album. Nara, I mean this in the best way possible. Like, I absolutely respect and love this. You guys will be from anything. Affectionate. I love it. You're so weird. I love it. Thank you for sharing it. All right. Let's see. We're running low on time, so this might be our last question, but it did interest me. Most broad fiction folk identity. God, the Van Buren design documents, not the demo. Oof. Heart Homes, that's a whole planet. That's a good one. Yeah, I think most broad fiction folk identity is kind of like, are you the whole source, or are you kind of a yeah, like a fiction trope or something like that? I think is kind of the intent. Like, are you a person, or yeah, it was Calixa's question. I think Calixa is fiction. Video game creatures you ride on, concept of the unicorn, concept of a dog. Somehow fiction folk of the Devonian geologic period. I have a lot of questions about that, actually. I'm very interested in how you're fiction folk of that. Post-nuclear in the general vague type. Concept of an angel. All the Spider-Man Synpath, every one of them. Concept of a demon, psychopomp archetype. We all embody a keystone that brings us together, and it's the story trope / idea of subversive queer fairy tale, which can be so many things. I'm the concept of anime figurines, RPG protagonist, into the poppyverse, clone vague type, and every Wolverine, but also a specific one. Very very strong heart home that became developed into a very robust fiction. Have you written about that anywhere? Can I read about this? How is everyone so interesting? I'm just a wizard. Oh my god, the Draconic Wizard Workshop. One of their hosts is a wizard. So true. Yes, Orion. Y'all should write about these. Write about your experiences. Write about who you are. My heart home exists across multiple continuities and another dimension. Does that count as broad? Very much so. Every desert ranger, which is both broad and narrow. Limited public info on it because of how personal it is. Absolutely understand that. Yeah, sorry, you got to go down your whole spreadsheet and write about all of them. Yeah, sorry, that's your homework. Is fiction or storytelling a broader category? We're giving Calixa a run for her money. Ooh. Oh, is fiction or storytelling a broader category? I don't know. Yeah, you can tell stories about fact. Is there fiction that isn't a story, though? And every computer virus at once as a concept. Ooh. Yeah. All right, we've got 3 minutes left. For the last 3 minutes, I want everyone to give a fun fact about themselves, their fictomere, their source, Something in that regard. Tell me something cool about yourself. My fun fact is that I live in a tower that's basically my sister. Transgender. We're a door. That's so cool. I have two fictor types that cause a genocide. We're very sorry about it. Bootstrap paradox. Designed myself. Cool. 100 plus kin types. Wow. That's a lot of kin types. I can't imagine that. That's really interesting. These demonic rituals to kill my parents and everyone else my sister and I ran into. Honestly, there are situations where that's fair. I said I was allergic to peanuts just to feel something that ate peanuts in a later episode. Then Lori, I love your fun fact, which she says is I have a fiance who's a canon character who has a different spouse entirely in canon, but I'm actually kind of sad that I'm pretty sure they never got together in my timeline because I think they're good for each other and also I want to be metamorphosed with him because he seems neat. Honestly, Lorthamar, he's cool. I want to hang out with him. Yep, just right. All right. I think we are basically out of time. Thank you all for coming to the Fiction Folk Roundup. I had such a good time. I hope you guys had a good time too. I always love this. I always love to meet and learn about new people, write about your experiences, chat with people, make new friends. And remember, being fictional is awesome. I will see you guys around the con, and I will run more Fiction Folk Roundups at cons in the future. Keep an eye out for them, and they're different every year. Bye.